Testing, testing, one, two, three. I have some good news and some bad news. The good news is I know why my computer was lagging last time. The bad news is I have not addressed the issue. So I'm just like restarting everything and like, all right, let's see if it works this time around. But I know why it was lagging. I just haven't fixed the issue. But we'll see if it lags tonight. We'll see if it lags tonight. I don't know. It may or may not lag. We'll see. Anyway, what's up, folks? Don't worry about my computer issues. That's not your business. Not really that important. It is I, Will, once again, with Exposing IWC. Tonight, we're talking about Blood and Guts, because I actually watched it. I watched basically all of Blood and Guts, especially the two matches in particular, the two War Games matches, if you will. And I'll be discussing if I thought it was good, what was not. Do I really care? Was it exciting? Was it revolutionary? Was it the best Dynamite of the year? All that stuff. And we'll be diving into the PWI women's rankings that dropped, what was it, 2 days ago? I've seen the list, I've taken it in, and I have some thoughts. Do me a favor, hit like, subscribe if you're not subscribed, and let's talk Blood and Guts. First of all, did you watch it? Did you even watch this damn show? I'm curious to know that. I did. Women opened up the show. It was 6-on-6, and it was a bloody mess. It was crazy. I thought the women did a good job. I thought Marina Shafir looked cool. She looked probably the strongest she looked since she's been in AW. I liked the camera angle when she came in. I thought it was very cool. How the camera followed her like a tracking shot. That was really cool. The nail spot, I thought it was well done with Chris Statlander. I liked what Megan Bayne did in the match. I thought she looked strong in there. There was some sloppy moments, but that's how it works with War Games matches, with Blood and Guts matches. There's always going to be some sloppy stuff. That's okay. You look past that stuff. They went at it. They used, they went with the mirrors and the glass and all that stuff. Mercedes Moné had a little moment with Chris Statlander, continuing their feud. Mercedes did not want to engage with any of the shenanigans in terms of like glass and mirrors, shots and all that stuff. She stayed away from that. She had a little table bump and she was out of there, which I can respect. I thought the ladies did well. At the finish of the match, how they used Mina and Toni Storm's relationship, and they tied it into that, and they said, hey, we're going to beat Mina senselessly and make you quit that way. So she didn't tap. She gave up because she wanted to protect her friend. That continues the storyline with Mina and Toni Storm and Megan Bayne. That works well. Overall, I was innovative. Even the way they got out of the ring at that one point, had a little steel column or truss, and the women were skinny enough to squeeze their way through that to get out of the ring. Thought I was innovative and cool, and I didn't see it coming. Some strong spots. I thought Harley Cameron, who is the best, she was funny. She had the brass knuckles under the Monet Muppet. That was done well. Women hit their spots for the most part. Overall, was strong. It was a very good match. If I had to nitpick or complain about anything in the Blood and Guts match, really issue I have with all of AW is the whole blading situation. So I want to say like a few minutes into the match, Willow threw Sky Blue into the cage wall, and they quickly cut to Willow. Like, oh, okay, here it comes. It's always obvious. For me, it always stands out when somebody's blading. It clearly cut to Willow, start following Willow. Oh, here she comes. She's gonna cut her forehead, and she came back, and she was bleeding, crazily, like big time bleeding. Now, some people say, "Oh, this is so beast. It's so cool. Oh, she's a badass." I don't think it is. Honestly, I'm talking about all type of blading, for men, women, whatever. Blading for me doesn't do it. It just doesn't. You are choosing to take a blade to your forehead and cut yourself. Nothing badass about that. Nothing cool about that. Anybody can do that, okay? And it takes me out of it when it's so obvious that the person bleeding because they cut themselves. I just don't care for that. It's one thing. Remember when Becky Lynch got busted open by Nia Jax, and the big iconic moment with Becky Lynch and Nia Jax, right? That was not supposed to happen. That was an accident, and Becky Lynch had to roll with it. She was legit concussed. She had to roll with the punches. She had to go along with it and play into it and embrace the moment while being concussed and actually bleeding from something she did not see was coming. She didn't plan it. If I found out that Becky Lynch got hit by Nia Jax and she cut herself on purpose, it would be like, it would completely change the situation. There's enough bleeding and stuff that happens by accident that I don't need to see you cutting yourself to make yourself bleed to be beast or look cool. I don't think it looks that cool or it's that beast. If it happens by accident, for example, Jade Cargill, when she got thrown into the steps not too long ago, she had a big gash. She had to roll with it. She had to adapt. She had to flow with it. That's different. You don't see it coming. It's an accident, and the performer has to roll with it and adapt and continue the show. That's one thing. That's impressive. But to cut yourself, I don't care about that. It's not, oh, she's a badass, she looks so cool. No, I don't care about that. But that's like all of wrestling. That's not an AW thing. That's not a Sky Blue thing. That's how I feel about wrestling in general. When it comes to bleeding or blading, as I should say. So I don't care for that. And another problem with the blading in AW, it happens so much. So seeing these women bleeding, I mean, it happens all the time. I feel like every other show, there's somebody bleeding in AW. Moxley, I'm talking to you. So when it happens so often, like seeing all the blood doesn't really do anything for me. I don't really care for it. I mean, it is what it is. But besides that, I thought it was a strong match. I thought they did well. So kudos to Sky Blue and women who, put the bodies on the line. And this right here, that looked like it hurt for real. That looked like it hurt. See, now this is not blading, okay? This is something that happens. See, enough stuff happens during the match. You don't need to cut yourself. Look at this. That looked like it hurt. Enough stuff happens during the match. You don't need to hurt yourself on purpose. Okay? You don't need to. But again, that's not an AW thing. That's not a Sky Blue thing. That's the issue I have with all of wrestling. You don't need to blade. I don't care for it. It takes me out of it because it's so obvious when it happens. It's just so obvious. Like, oh, they're cutting away from the blading. But it's okay. Beyond that, the match is good. Thought it did well. Now, this match will be compared to the ladies coming up at Survivor Series, of course. And because they don't blade in WWE, it'll be, oh, they're taking it easy. They're not going hard. They're not really a hardcore match. It's PG wrestling. That stuff will happen because they're not blading. But it is what it is. I don't care. I don't need to see it. I don't. I watched Blood and Guts in the background, but I watched a lot of the movies last night. Good for you. I have a question, but I know you have to do your. What's your question? Switchblade, what is it? What's the question? Go ahead, ask it now. It's cool. Blood and Guts. I thought the men's Blood and Guts was more of the same as usual. So that didn't really feel that special to me. Darby Allin getting thrown through tables and lighting the tables on fire and throwing them through the table, that felt very on brand. Nothing felt too special in that match. Of course, you had your fork spots from Moxley taking forks to people's foreheads. It just happens so much. I feel like they do so much hardcore matches in AEW of the same ilk, of the same fashion. They don't feel that special. The women, it did because it's the first time they did War Games. But now they're just going to keep doing the same stuff over and over again, basically, really. We'll see how it goes. But overall, the women did well. The men's match was crazy. Yeah, it was the typical stuff. Like, kind of seen it before. But it was well done. What they did was well done for the most part. It just doesn't feel special because I feel like all their hardcore matches are kind of the same. Why does everybody want Liv to win the Rumble? Well, first of all, everybody doesn't, but I understand what you're saying. It has no story and makes no sense. She was just world champion early this year. Bianca hasn't been champion in 2 years. I feel she deserves it more. Well, deserve is an interesting word in general because Triple H, he says, will go with what the best storyline is. So if he feels Liv Morgan will bring about the best story, he'll pick Liv Morgan, according to him. You can believe that or not. Or he'll go Bianca Belair if he feels that makes the best storyline. When it comes to Liv Morgan, people want to reward her for her good work, and she has done great work. I'm a big fan of hers now. And I feel like coming off of the shoulder, she deserves a push of that magnitude. The issue I have with that line of thinking is that Liv Morgan has a storyline lined up with the Judgment Day. It's set in stone. It's going to happen. Her relationship with Dom and her relationship with Finn and her relationship with Roxanne has to play out. When she comes back, that's going to be her direction. Because if you remember, Finn Balor is very much about rooting and laughing at the downfall of Liv Morgan. So that had to play out. So I don't understand how you can get around that with the Rumble victory. I don't understand how you do that. Can't do both. Can't have her win the Rumble and then face Stephanie Vaquer, or some people want her to face Nikki Bella. I can tell you right now, that's not happening. Okay, you're not getting a Liv Morgan, Nikki Bella Mania match, for the love of God. I mean, there are pipe dreams, and then there's foolishness. I wouldn't even call that a pipe dream. That's just foolishness. Like, what are you talking about? You're not getting Liv Morgan, Nikki Bella at Mania. Okay, just let that go. So the Liv Morgan, Judgment Day, Finn Balor, Dom stuff had to play out before we can talk about any Mania match or any type of Rumble win anyway. So I'm sorry to say that's probably not going to happen. Now, if it's Bianca Belair, whatever. I mean, Jade Cargill is champion. Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill have a history. They have a storyline baked in already. But that wouldn't shock me if that happens. Do I necessarily want to see Bianca Belair, Jade? Not really. I mean, it's not my favorite match to think about or fantasy book. But it makes sense based on my thought that Jade Cargill will go all the way to Mania as champion probably. So who do I have winning the Rumble? Oh, look, the Ministry of Dark. How you doing? Who I got winning the Rumble and the Chamber? Let's see the storylines lining up. Let's see what's happening storyline-wise. We'll see. If Jade is champion, probably Bianca or Charlotte Flair, something like that. If Stephanie is champion, probably a Rhea Ripley or Becky. They're going to want somebody, assuming Stephanie is champion, they're going to want somebody opposite of her who will do a lot of media. They won't just let Stephanie do the media by herself. And not just because her first language is not English, just other reasons why. So they're going to have a Rhea Ripley or Becky Lynch in that position, not an EO or that. So it'd be like a Becky or a Rhea Ripley wins the Chamber, and the Bianca or a Charlotte Flair wins the Rumble. Pretty straightforward, not too complicated. Who do I have dethroning Becky? AJ Lee. But Blood and Guts for the women, good show, good job. Blading, I could do without, but overall innovative. It was better than men's. Good job by the women. I'm sure it'll be compared to the Women's War Games match coming up for the WWE, no doubt. Okay, let's talk about PW Insider top 250. Okay, here's your top 10. Mercedes Moné, Toni Storm, Saya, Tiffany, Stephanie, Io, Athena, Cherie, Naomi, Rhea Ripley, so on and so forth. This drew a lot of attention, a lot of commentary for this match, or for this, not this match, for this ranking, this list. This is what I'll say. My biggest takeaway from this list is that the people who are putting this thing together don't really give a shit beyond 20. Okay, beyond 20, they don't really care that much. Okay, there's no real science to it. They're not really paying that much attention. kind of loose, you know. That's important to say. And I think it's relevant to say that, or important to say, that they clearly value some promotions over others. I think that's interesting, right? What makes a promotion more valuable in their eyes than the other? For example, let's talk about Mari Gold. Okay, so the first Mari Gold person on here is Utami Hayashishita. Okay, Utami. I'm not going to include Mayu for right now. Let's just talk about the champion for most of the year, Utami, 37. Why is Utami at 37 versus Saya, who's 3? Are you telling me that Stardom is more prestigious? It's more important, it's more valuable, it's more relevant than Marigold? Okay. But how much more? Why is the mid card champion, who I love, Starlight Kid, why is she at 14 and the Marigold champ is at 37? Just asking. Why? They don't give a shit really past the top 20, 30. I'm looking at, let me see this. Let me see. Natsumi Shozuki. Natsumi has been injured since July. She dropped her belt earlier in the year. Before that, I want to say either in March or January. I think she may have dropped it at the same time Utami did. And somehow she ranked higher than Mai Sakurai, which makes no sense because Mai Sakurai was a white belt champion for most of the year, and Natsumi was injured. This here is an exposed. They're exposed. That's what it is. They're exposed. It makes no sense. You cannot justify this whatsoever. There's no justification for Natsumi Suzuki being higher than Mai Sakurai. It's 0. So if this is wrong, and I don't care what they say, it's wrong. I don't know how you can trust the rest of this list and why they don't seem to really give a damn about certain promotions over others. Toni Storm is 2. Now, I was not loving this decision at first, but clearly they have a high opinion of the Hollywood ending, and she beat Mercedes Moné in a singles match. So they value that over what Saya did and Tiffany did, basically. It's bias, right? There's bias that comes into it. There's no way to tell me that if Tiffany Stratton, who has a bigger platform, so how do you weight this? Clearly there is some type of, probably not, this is bullshitting, right? But if they're going to have some type of system to say, okay, WWE, AW up here, and Stardom, and then the rest of these promotions are down here, therefore the mid-card champion for this promotion is going to be higher than the champion here. Like, I don't understand how they're coming up with this ranking. It doesn't really make any sense. It's all random. I'm looking at Mizuki here. She was champion for TJPW for most of the year. She's 19. Okay. But Lyra is 15 because she was the IC champion. So you're telling me the mid-card championship holds more weight than TJPW? Okay, but then why not for, like, what makes Athena's run? Athena was been champion in Ring of Honor. But what has she done from a single standpoint in terms of winning? She lost to Toni Storm, I believe. She lost to Mercedes Moné. So what the hell is going on here? It makes no sense, okay? They want to put Athena at 7, fine. But why does Ring of Honor carry more weight than TJPW or Marigold? Why? I'm asking. It's random. Okay, it's random. It's random. they can talk about kayfabe reasons, but it's random. Even within the kayfabe, they're just randomly selecting shit, and they're arbitrarily deciding what promotions are more important than others. Because I don't know what Athena did from a single standpoint that puts her over some of these Joshis. To be completely honest with you, she lost most of the big matches this year. So what are we talking about? Maybe I'm crazy. Athena. And I love Athena. I'm trying to make sense of it, what I'm looking at. I'm trying to make sense of it. Cage match. Matches. Let's go all the way to the start of that. What was it? October 2024. Let's see. Let's see. Somewhere around this range to start it, all right. Okay, she beat Lady Frost. Okay, big whoop. She defeats Shaw. All right. Abin, Leah Gray, and Ring of Honor. Okay. She beats Billy Starks. Okay. And this is singles, right? She beats Tekla in Stardom. Sure. Beat Cruz. Beats Alex Windsor. Catalina. Solid run. Beats Maya World. Beats Thunder Rosa. Beats Alex Windsor again. Another win here. Okay, she racked up some wins here, which makes sense. But wait. I'm missing. Where are her losses? What's going on here? I didn't even see her losses here. What's going on here? Did I skip over it? Probably just skipped over it. Let's see. Lost to Mercedes right here. Lost to Mercedes. Beat Harley Cameron. Like her, it's a solid run, but it's no. I don't think it's any better than what some of these Joshis did, than Mizuki run or Utami's run. Like I don't understand what is the evaluation in the scale here. Like why are they scaling her wins more than anyone else? And not just her. I don't pick on on Athena. It's not really Athena issue, but it doesn't make any sense. It's random. Why is Megan Bain higher than the Margo champion? Why? They don't respect certain promotions clearly, and Margo is the biggest one they don't respect. And I don't understand. So they have their biases in terms of which promotions matter. They don't watch all this shit clearly based looking clearly at the ranking of Mai Sakurai versus Natsumi Shozuki. Okay, they're not really paying that much attention to this. So it is what it is. We make a big deal of this stuff every year, but from what I see, it's not that thorough. Okay, it's random. It's random. After about top 20, they just kind of throw names on there. Okay, that's my thought process at least. That's why I feel like I don't know how you guys feel, but it's all random. Don't spend that much time talking about it. It's not worth your time. It's just random list. They don't respect work done either versus results. It's just random after top 20. Where is Victoria Yuzuki? That's a damn good question. Let's see. I didn't check that. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. You're not telling me she's not on this list. What? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Time out. I want to make sure I'm not crazy before I go off. For let me make sure something was. I want to check something real quick. Victoria Yuzuki really isn't on this list. Becky Lynch isn't on it either. What's the reason for that? Is it because of her? I can't remember. I can't think of why she wouldn't be on it. Why Becky Lynch wouldn't be on it. Let's see. No, she's on it. She's 85. Victoria Yuzuki's 85. I was kept scrolling past it. Right there. Under Maya World. Oh, this is random. Like, it's random. There's no way you can tell me they have a thorough reasoning for why even these women here are above her. They don't know. It's random. Why is Chishiro Hashimoto so damn low? Why is she under Last Legend, who hasn't won a single title all year, but Hashimoto has? It's random. Why is Marina Shafir over Chishiro Hashimoto? It's all bullshit, man. Don't spend that much time thinking about it. Don't spend time thinking about it. Becky hasn't had enough matches? Okay. Fair enough. Okay, so done with that. It's random. The top 3 is fine. Okay, I don't leave mine in the top 3. Would I have ranked it differently? Probably. I would have had Mercedes Moné 1, Saya 2, and then there's a toss up between Tiffany and Toni Storm, depending on how you want to look at it. Stephanie winning 3 belts this year. That makes sense. Io Sky, I'm fine with that. Athena, sure. I don't mind it. I'm just curious about other people's ranking relative to hers. Sarie, Naomi, Rhea Ripley, JC Jane, Liv, Nia. It's all. I mean, the top 10 looks okay. Would I've ordered it differently? Probably, but top 10's fine. It's after that is where it gets like super random. It's very random. Like, I think it is. It's random. It's random as hell after like a certain point. Oh well. Here's a question: do you think LA Knight is being screwed? Because apparently the IWC does. According to the IWC, LA Knight is being screwed because he dared to grab a sign that said "Push LA Knight, not Jey Uso." Now he's being punished by the brass. I'm not convinced. I don't know. I can't say one way or another. But I have a hard time believing. Maybe. I mean, some people are adamant that this sign got him in trouble. We want Knight, not Team J or not J down there. It'd be funny. Is that what happened? But I don't know. I mean, could you grab a sign like that says "Push me, not somebody else"? If I was a promoter or a booker, would I be upset by that? It's a decent chance. It's a decent chance I would. Is it a big deal? I don't think so. But maybe to them it is. But people are convinced that LA Knight is being screwed here. I'll be curious to see what happens on SmackDown. LA Knight has a mystery guest or mystery opponent. If that mystery opponent beats him, it doesn't prove anything, but it will have people up in arms online for sure. They will very much be upset about that if he loses that match, which is tomorrow. Speaking tomorrow, it's SmackDown. Boo. If it's Randy, he's screwed. Yeah, if it's Randy, he's losing. That's for damn sure. Raw was a very good show. And I've been saying it for a long time now. Triple H cares about Raw. He's invested in Raw because of the Netflix deal. And SmackDown, he couldn't give 2 shits about. And this past week, or this week, has made it very, very clear with the Triple H introduction of Cena, the Cena impromptu match with Dom, both women's title matches, Nikki Bella heel turn, Asuka and Kyrie stand tall to end the show. War Games gets announced for both women and men. They care about Netflix deal and Raw, and they don't give a shit about SmackDown. If I was a USA Sports or USA Network exec, I'd be pissed. Because it's clear and obvious. I mean, look at the SmackDown roster. Jey Uso against, I don't remember who he's facing. Who cares? Then it's LA Knight against Mystery Person. And then it's Jade against B-Fab. So we got Jey Uso and B-Fab Graps on SmackDown. It is rough. It's horrendous. So yeah, SmackDown's a joke, and it will continue to be a joke until they actually invest in the show, because clearly they have all their eggs in the Raw basket. Can't say I blamed them, considering the Netflix deal, but come on. Come on. Jay versus, oh yeah, The Miz. Oh yeah, okay. Okay. No disrespect. No disrespect. But what's going to be entice me? What's the big angle? What's the story beat? What's the reason to tune in? Jay Cargill squashing B-Fab and Miz, Jay Grabs ain't going to do it for me. I'm sorry. Do better, SmackDown. Do better. No excuse. Devon versus Gunther, a banger for Raw. A Raw exclusive banger, right? So they gave the banger to Raw. That's going to be very exciting. Looking forward to that. I was hoping that Obafemi was going to win the whole entire thing, but I was shocked and horrified to see him pop up on NXT. So now I'm thinking he goes back to NXT and faces Ricky Saints again, and God knows what happens there. I was hoping to see him move up in the tournament here, but I don't know why Javon Evans. So somebody might think or ask the question, why does Javon Evans get to be in the tournament, not Obafemi? I think the reason being is if Oba's in it, he would have to win. I think they're really high on him. So if he's in it, he's going to win it. So they don't want him to lose. So he can't be in the tournament. Versus Javon Evans, who is a high-flying, exciting talent. They're okay with him losing to Gunther, right? He's going to put on the show, but he can lose, right? That's the difference between him and Obafemi. Obafemi moves up. It'd be similar to Braun Breaker. Be very, very strong booking right at the gate. So they can't have him in this tournament taking a loss. So they have to wait until they're ready to really call him up. Because once he gets called up, it's going to be an instant push. It's going to be an instant push. So that's why he's not in the tournament. Because you can't lose. Which is why I thought he was going to be in there to win it, but apparently not. He's going to be on NXT. Oh, well. So why is he facing Ricky Saint? I don't know why. My fear is that he's going to win the belt back. My fear is he wins it back, and then Ricky Saints goes up. But I'd rather see Obafemi on the main roster, so but I don't know. The main roster is full, I mean, sure, but a bunch of old guys. The CM Punks and the Priest and the LA Knights of the world, they're all old. I wouldn't mind some young talent, okay? I wouldn't mind some younger talent on the show who can go and can actually put on a good performance. Not to say that the old guys can't, but I'm just wanting to see some fresh blood. You know, that's why the poster for Survivor Series was refreshing, because it was Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed, not the same old, same old. I'm getting tired of the Codys. I'm getting tired of the Roman Reigns. I'm getting tired of the CM Punks, to be honest with you. So I would embrace Obafemi, but it's not happening. We'll see who the mystery guest is. There's going to be a mystery opponent on SmackDown and Raw. Probably Matt Cardona, maybe even Joe Hendry, but it won't be Obafemi, I don't think, because I don't think he's going to win the tournament anymore. I thought it would be Cena against a younger talent because the entire show will be main roster against NXT. So I thought maybe it would be Cena against Obafemi, but apparently that's not happening. So, by the way, tonight's there's a match, not a match, but a show tonight for TNA live in Full Sail. They look kind of strong. Got Bonnie Jordan live. You got Mike Santana live. You got Danny Luna live. You can ignore Indy Hartwell. You got Danny Luna live. You got the System. You got some good matches. Elijah will be singing apparently. We'll see. Soul versus EO at Saturday Night Main Event. Who said that? When is that happening? Soul was not injured, by the way. Okay? She was never injured. News on Bianca Belair. Bianca Belair took to 1-6 in Park in Sports. I messed that up. She took to 1-6 in Sports, not Park. 1-6 in Sports. Talk about her injury and wrestling, yada, yada, yada. So according to her, she'll be, I believe the quote was, definitely at Mania, hopefully Rumble, and yeah, she's shooting for whoever champion, and if that's Jade, so be it. So she has her eyes set on Mania for sure, and she's hoping she'll be back by the Rumble. We'll see how it goes. It's been a very unfortunate situation, very, very sad. The woman thought she'd be out for like some weeks, and it's been 6 months. But apparently, according to her, there's light at the end of the tunnel. She says for sure she'll be at Mania, and she's hoping for Rumble. So I can't believe that damn finger injury will keep her out for almost a year. For almost a calendar year, this woman will be out because of that damn injury. That sucks, man. Here's a quote. Yeah, it's pretty much healed up now, but going to give it a rest. Rumble is a realistic target for me. Mania is a definite. So we're looking forward to that at least. She won't be past April. Whoever the champ is at Mania better watch their back, even if it's the current champion of SmackDown, Jade Cargill. I'm coming back for that title. Okay. So for the Bianca Belair fans out there, there's light at the end of the tunnel. Mania is a definite, so it won't be past Mania. Some people were freaking out saying, oh, she'll be back 2027. That'd be a hell of a finger injury. Can you imagine? Get injured in April of 2025 for a finger and be out till 2027. That'd be crazy. But it could be all the way until Mania. Realistically, Rumble, that's still like 10 months. That's crazy. For a damn finger. Broke the knuckle. Because Rhea Ripley, big ass, fell on it. I'm kidding. It's not her fault. It was a corner spot. It happened. According to Bianca Belair, she went to the wrong side. Actually, she's supposed to be on the other side for the suplex anyway. So, but yeah, if you don't close your hand, move your hand out the way, you get it. Like even Julia, Sari, they all injured their wrist the same way, from a body falling onto them. So you gotta be careful when you do those spots, especially those high spots with the suplex or anything like that. You fall on your wrist or your finger, it's gonna break. There's a lot of weight. That's what happened to Julia and Sari when they hurt their wrist. Body falling on top of it. Bianca Belair, same thing. Body falling on the finger. Got to be careful. Something tells me you should be very careful going forward with those spots. Don't let body weight fall on the ligament. You'll be out. I don't mind if she doesn't face Jade Cargill. What I want for that woman to be on Netflix. I want Bianca Belair on Netflix, pretty please, with sugar on top. I don't want her on SmackDown. However that happens, get her to Netflix where they care about creative over there. Because if I have to watch SmackDown book Bianca Belair for an entire year, I'm going to lose it. So please put that woman on Raw. Please. Please. Booker T says that certain people or a certain group of people are looking for Jade Cargill to fail in the WWE. I think it was just a certain group of people that were looking for her to fail. That's all. I don't think it was the majority. I don't think it was the WWE universe or anything. But I do think this with this tribalism, okay, so he's saying it's AW fans. I think that's what it's more than anything. People would love to see Jade Cargill fail just for that one reason. So basically what he's saying, and he's hinting with the tribalism, he's saying that there are AW fans that want her to fail. There's definitely AW fans that want Blake Monroe to fail. Have you guys been seeing how they hyperanalyze everything that woman does? Everything Blake Monroe does is hyperanalyzed compared to Mariah May, compared to Toni Storm. It's crazy. You can't breathe without them saying, oh, is there, as a Toni Storm reference, she's stealing from Toni Storm. It's insanity. It's crazy what they're doing with Mariah May. Yeah, great segment, by the way. A fantastic segment on NXT. Thought it was amazing, well done, well acted, well written. Raw and NXT are solid. It's solid. The problem is SmackDown. Yeah, they hate over there, man. Leave this woman alone. Doesn't bother you. You moved on. You should too. Every time the woman wrestles or says a word, they're comparing it to her AW run. Give me a break, man. Give her a break. But I thought that segment was great. Her best work so far in the WWE. Fantastic segment. Well done. Well executed. Well shot. I thought it was fantastic. Rolling through the news here. Then I'll open up for questions. I like that they're doing Sari against Shishiro Hashimoto. By the way, I think this is happening very, very soon. By soon, I mean this weekend? This will be a banger. Let me see something real quick. I feel like this match is happening very soon. Maybe I'm wrong. What is that sound? Somebody just made a weird sound outside my window. What the hell that was? Okay, let's see. Pretty sure she's facing Shishiro here in a second. Here in a minute. Let's see. My way of searching is scrolling on her Twitter and hoping she tweeted about it at some point. Because could have sworn I saw it earlier. Come on, match card. Just take my word for it. It's happening, okay? Looking forward to it. But I could have sworn I saw the match graphic not too long ago, but yeah, it's happening here soon. Here it is, November 16th. Okay. November 16th, Sunday, Corking Hall. Cool. Yes, there it goes. Sinjo. I just went to Wrestle Universe. What I should have done. I just went to Wrestle Universe and go to schedule and scroll till I see, bam, here it is right here. Bang. Sari Shishiro. Banger coming. It's on Saturday. Yeah, it is. It's coming up. It'll be a good one. They're running out of opponents for this woman, which is why Meiko Sanomura wants to bring in some NXT talent to wrestle in Japan. Because you can't have her facing the same people over and over again. So they're hoping to get some NXT talent over there, probably sooner rather than later. According to Dave Alvarez, or however you say his name, Brian Alvarez, not. I merged Dave Meltzer and Brian Alvarez together. According to Brian Alvarez, it'll be next year that NXT women will be heading over to Japan. That'll be for Sinjo, I believe. That's why Meiko was over there earlier this year to visit, to talk about it. So yeah, can't just be facing the same people over and over again, but it'll be a banger. 3 will lose. This is for the title, right? It doesn't say. It just says singles match. I would assume it's for the title, but either way, I believe Sari loses or it's a draw. Yeah, it's an anniversary show. It's literally Shishiro Hashimoto's anniversary show. She's not losing on her anniversary. So yeah. I don't think the title's on the line. I think it's just an anniversary show, but oh well. So there's that. SmackDown is downhill. Yeah, SmackDown's terrible. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I've talked about it for months. For months, I've discussed SmackDown being bad. This is my reaction every time SmackDown comes on. Right here. Every time SmackDown's on, I'm like, here we go. Which is fitting considering Julia. Julia is a talking point on SmackDown these days. All right. Question time. Any questions about anything in general? I am now looking at the chat. Let's I see something else that I forgot to mention. Let's see. Nah, I thought about it all. Whoa, this would be a banger. That's going to be a good one, folks. Triple I is getting some bangers. Wow. Anyway. Who faces Stephanie at Mania? Not Io. Not Becky. Probably... The safe answer is Rhea Ripley. Yeah. What would be cool if it was a Lyra. That'd be very cool. To elevate Lyra to the main scene or the main event scene, like that would be kind of crazy to do. That would be like my dark horse to be like a fun twist. Have Lyra win the chamber and face Stephanie. That'd be cool. But most likely the answer is Rhea Ripley. The streets were saying Julia got buried in 7 minutes. Because they're going to move her to the main event scene. That's bullshit. That's not why she lost. In 2 minutes, by the way, to Chelsea Green. Becky name being in the hat just makes me think Stephanie was supposed to be the IC champion right now. That's fair. That's what I would have done. I thought Stephanie was going to be chasing Becky Lynch, but then again, with the AJ Lee back, I'm not sure that's true. But Naomi would still be champion right now. That's for damn sure. It would have been Stephanie. She would have lost to Naomi, and then what happens after that, I don't know. But I could have saw a Stephanie Becky feud for sure. But with AJ Lee here, who knows? Triple I needs to stream. I think they stream on HBO. I mean, I need to stream the show? AJ needs to bring her ass back to work. The fuck? She'll be back next week, I think, at Madison Square Garden. I'll be working. So if I'm watching that match, it'll probably be in a hotel room. Cause I'm be traveling for work on Monday next week. So I'll probably be watching that in a hotel room, if at all. If at all. Kidding, I'll watch that thing. I'll watch it in the hotel room. I will. Right, when I get in the hotel, I'll watch it. My laptop somehow. I'll do that. For sure, I will. WWE keeping Rhea Ripley and Io together this whole year, basically. And now teaming could be them building the next match, which should be at Mania, in my opinion. In no respect stuff, Rhea Ripley needs to turn heel. Rhea is not turning heel. Rhea is not turning heel anytime soon. If they do Rhea Ripley Io again, it'll be non-title at Mania. I don't think Stephanie loses before Mania. No, late in the year. I don't think she loses it to Nikki Bella. If she does, she wins it back before Mania, in my opinion. But we'll see. AJ winning the chamber? That's not happening. The woman is now on TV now. She's hardly on TV now. If anything, he beats Becky. IC title is right there for her. She can win the IC title. And then you could do Nikki Bella versus AJ Lee for old time's sake, right? That makes sense, right? You have AJ beat Becky. That spins Becky off to something else, maybe. Then you have Nikki Bella coming off of losing to Stephanie Vaquer. AJ, Nikki Bella right there. Imagine those promos. Imagine those matches. Very, very nostalgic for some folks. I think that makes sense. Nikki Bella against AJ Lee. Assuming AJ Lee wins the IC title. Makes sense. Rhea's pinning Io in the chamber. I can see that. They're gonna have Rhea Ripley pin Liv in the chamber. Another chamber loss for Liv Morgan. Hey, Liv might win the damn chamber. You Liv against Stephanie. Why not? Liv against Stephanie. Rhea can face Io again. You get 3 women's singles matches. What's the problem, King? You don't like Liv Morgan winning the chamber? If you do that, you have Rhea Ripley against Io 1-on-1 at Mania. I give you 3 women's singles matches for the first time. Well, for the first time. It happened last year. Or this year because of Naomi and Jade. For the second year in a row. That's a nice looking 8-woman tag right there. Yamazaki has come right into Margold and performed very well. Yuka, you did very, very well. He looks good for somebody who just started in Margold. Facing off against Darkness Revolution. If Stephanie is still in the mix with the Judgment Day come Rumble, yeah, I see Liv versus Stephanie. Yeah, that can happen. But I do agree with Cyber. I think Liv Morgan has to deal with her Judgment Day stuff. First and foremost. That's where that storyline is going. That is where it is the most enticing stuff for her. The Finn, Raquel, Dom, Roxanne dynamic. That's been postponed because of her injury. That's my thoughts on that. There have been no lagging so far, so maybe the issue has been resolved. If Stephanie is still in the, I just read that one. If Rhea Ripley pins Liv, they're gonna have a meltdown of unimaginable proportions. Yeah, unimaginable proportions is right. If Liv Morgan is pinned by Rhea Ripley, you guys heard what Nikki Bella said earlier about the boos and the crowd reaction.
Gross. Like even some of the chants that I got last night, like
I can't hear
I
it.
thought I heard some chants I didn't like when I was watching.
But honestly, I think they got picked up more on TV or I was just too in my moment that I didn't even know. I didn't even hear it, to tell you the truth.
You hear it, but
till I think Mom told me.
No,
and then
Mom
I just
didn't know.
left.
I
No,
thought I heard it.
Mom. Oh. Or
That's
then was
why.
he you? I don't know. Maybe it was you guys on the group text. So, but Boston, I mean, Boston's an amazing crowd. It was so fun.
No better crowd.
Yeah. But it
Some of the chance she got was crazy though. Do you guys feel like Nikki Bella is getting targeted here? Do you feel like she's getting too much shit? She never claimed that she's the best in the ring. She never claimed that she's the best superstar ever. She's there. She's working hard. She put in the hard work. Why are people crapping on Nikki Bella? I don't understand. She's lying. When she said she didn't hear it. Maybe she didn't hear it. I mean, she's the last true diva besides Nikki times Natalia. Better to get shit than no shit? No, I don't agree with that. Leave Nikki Bella alone. She put in the hard work. She's showing up to tapings. She's doing the work. I don't have a problem with her competing against Stephanie. Now, if she won the belt, maybe I have an issue, depending on how it's executed. But I don't have a problem with Nikki Bella and her work ethic and what she's doing. I mean, let her cook. I'm fine with it. She's popular. She gets a good reaction from the crowd. Leave her alone. That's what I say. Three versus Mirai, by the way, set for the 1st of January. Fun one. That'll be a fun one. Will it be streamed? Who knows? Because I believe it's the other promotion. I think the promotion that has a relationship with Sendai girls, so maybe it may show up on Wrestle Universe, but probably not. Anyway. That'll be a good one. And then you have big one for Miyu Watanabe coming up here in January too, which is her against Suzume. Suzume was the mid-card champion for a while. Now she's stepping up to the world title. Be a good match. That Miyu will win. But I'll be interested to see how it goes. They're good friends. They have good chemistry. They get along well. I'll be interested to see how this goes. This is in January as well. So you have to wait until the holidays pass to see that one as well. But that's on the horizon. It's happening in 2 days. Will it be streamed somewhere? Who knows? Will Mercedes take her belt as well? I'll be curious. I'll be curious. I say curious. I'll be curious to see if she takes her belt as well. History says probably. That's what history tells us. House of Glory has no problem doing that. Also coming up here in 2 days. That is the notable matches here. Of course, you have Full Gear coming up. You have Chris Statlander against Mercedes Moné there. See how it goes. You wonder how they're going to eventually get the titles off of her. Hopefully not because of an injury. That could happen. That's the gamble of putting all those belts on one person. By the way, at War Games, or not War Games, but at Blood and Guts, it was a fun spot to watch her take those belts and put it in the ring and give a belt to everybody to use as a weapon. Thought that was well done. Thought that was cool. That was cool. I hope you realize that this BFAB and Mia Yim stuff is leading to Tiffany coming back. They're going to get Tiffany against Jade Cargill again, probably. I wouldn't be surprised. Wouldn't be surprised one bit. If we got like a series of singles matches between Tiffany and Jade again. In the end game is probably Charlotte Flair at some point. They already teased it. I think Charlotte Flair will be going up against Jade Cargill here soon, probably for Rumble. She won the Rumble last year. You don't need Charlotte Flair in the Rumble this year. So you just do Charlotte Flair against Jade at the Rumble or the Chamber. That makes sense. But she's now free. Could you drop the tag title? So I think you're going to get that match before you get Jade Bianca, assuming that's the plan. You get Charlotte Flair Jade before that. So you're calling it Mariah May interviewing Blake. It's not what they said, but I thought it was a very good segment. I thought it was amazing. Well done, well acted, and well delivered. Very, very good segment. I wouldn't say it's Mariah May interviewing Blake. I wouldn't say that. I think they put the U.S. title on Charlotte or Alexa before Mania. Maybe Alexa. Charlotte, no. I don't see that. I don't see Charlotte Flair beating Chelsea Green. I see Charlotte against Jade Cargill. Maybe Alexa against Chelsea Green. Maybe Alexa Chelsea Green, but not Charlotte Flair. At least that's my opinion. I feel like I'm missing something. I could be wrong. I feel like something is on my mind I want to talk about, but I can't remember what it is. So, Oh well. Natalia and Cody Rhodes give a shout out to Miyu Yamashita. That's cool. Cool to see. Miyu is, I think she's underrated. I think that she deserves to be highlighted and praised. She is a badass. One of the best wrestlers not signed to WWE. You're gonna come work here? She better. So Natalia is shooting her shot at Miyu in the sense that she wants her to come to WWE. Or NXT for that matter. Will it happen? I don't think so. I don't think so. Why? Do I have a good reason for it? Not really. I just don't see it. It would have happened by now. It would have happened by now. I don't see her going to WWE. Would have happened last year? What would have happened last year? What would have happened last year? Stephanie McMahon says that the slut chants were the greatest thing I ever heard. Okay. Her in WWE? Probably. Probably right about that. AJ Styles on the WWE letting him wrestle in TNA. I was hoping this would happen. I really was, but then I realized it probably never could as far as WWE letting me do that. Is because as soon as I open those gates for the main roster talent, all right, everybody's gonna want to do it. I think he will. I think he will wrestle in TNA. I think he will. I think he will wrestle for TNA. Probably for the opening show for the TV deal. I think so. I could be wrong, but I think he will. So Zelina Vega is basically back to being a valet. Yes, but with her man. Pretty much, yeah. I have a feeling they're gonna do a triple threat with Cena, Ray, Dom at Survivor Series with Dom. If Dom asks for a rematch next Monday. Maybe. I could see that. I think in Madison Square Garden, you're gonna get Cena, CM Punk next week. I think it probably makes the most sense just to give the fans that match for one last time. Punk Cena. Who wins? Who knows? But I think Punk Cena is next week. Could be wrong. All right, any last questions before I wrap it up? Any last questions about anything? TNA tonight, if you're going to watch that show, enjoy it. It is live. They've been on hiatus for like a month. By the way, they got announced like a whole bunch of matches tonight because tomorrow is the pay-per-view, right? Isn't it Turning Point tomorrow? TNA Turning Point. Yes, so TNA Turning Point at Full Sail is tomorrow. And there's one announced match. Mike Santana, Macklin, Frankie Kazarian, and Nick Nemeth. There is only one match set for this damn show. That's tomorrow. So tonight, a bunch of matches are getting announced. So I'm thinking Danny Luna versus Connie Jordan tonight. Will be tomorrow. Because I hope, oh my God, if Indy Hartwell wins, I'm going to be so pissed. Let Danny Luna beat Indy Hartwell tonight. If that happens, you're going to get Danny Luna taking on Connie Jordan tomorrow. That's a good match. And yeah, they got to announce some other shit. I don't know. But cross my fingers for Connie Jordan versus Danny Luna tomorrow at a Turning Point. Which will probably be a better show. Will definitely be a better show than SmackDown. That's for damn sure. I know it won't happen, but I want Taro to have Momo play Cody and become the first ever 2-time 5-star GP winner next year. That's not happening. But why do you want that to happen? Because she lost to Saya? You think they're going to have her win? You're hoping to have her win and then win the big one? Yeah, I don't see that. But I understand what you're saying, but I just don't. You know that. It's not happening. Unfortunately for Momo, it's over. She had her moment. They didn't capitalize on it, and that's that. Very, very unfortunate booking where the 5-star GP winner ultimately gets nothing because they're riding on Saya right now. They're relying on her to push the promotion forward. She's the hottest thing in Japan right now. So Momo never had a chance. She never had a chance to win that match. Bad timing for her. But they're on the Saya train, and it's not stopping anytime soon. I think it will be Grace and the other girl against Kalani and a TNA partner to build to the triple threat. Grace and the other girl. Oh, you mean what's her face? Also Xia Li. We know that's not her name anymore. Maybe. She's defending at Go Rush next week. But I'm hoping she defends tomorrow against Danny Luna, but we'll see. You think there's hope for who, Momo? Maybe, I don't know. I mean, it would have to be the best storyline ever. Like, for her to come back around next year, leave hate, turn on hate, and win it again. That's what they have to do. Do I trust it? No. I think next year could be Hannon's year. Then again, I said that this year. So I was wrong about that. So who knows what they're doing to Hannon, so I don't know. Danny needs to leave. Why does Danny Luna need to leave? Why? I think TNA is a good spot for her. You just need to get pushed. You just need to be pushed, that's all. But Momo, yeah. It would have to be the best storyline they've ever done, maybe, for me to believe they could do that again. Ever win the 5-star GP again. Yeah, they have to really justify that one. And I'm not convinced with Taro. Just not. Not at all convinced by that man. Well, excuse me. Lonnie Jordan will defend her Knockout Championship against Heather by Elegance tonight. And then against In by Elegance tomorrow. Well, there you have it, folks. It won't be Dana Luna. It'll be the Elegance girls getting title shots back to back. So Kalani Jordan will get 2 defenses back to back tonight and tomorrow. Interesting. Why is that happening? I mean, she's winning, of course, but why are they doing that? This is a good experience for Kalani Jordan. Good work. A lot of reps in the ring. So, as a champion, working as a heel. It's funny because the Elegance brand are heels themselves. So, it's heel against heel here. But there is no top babyface in TNA for the women. Tessa is a heel. Danny was a heel not too long ago, unless they changed it. The top babyface is probably Indy Hartwell. And I'm not the biggest fan of her. So there's no top babyface to get behind. Even Xia Li, it's not really that either. They need to invest in a popular, talented worker who could work as a babyface. I thought that'd be Daniel Luna, but they're dropping the ball there, so who knows? I also like the Elegance brand. I also like the Elegance brand. Momo is the only person in the faction without a belt. So you're saying Rena gonna win the high speed belt? Something like that? Rena doesn't have a belt, does she? I don't think Rena has one right now, but I can see her beating May for the high speed belt. Haro is doing a long-term storyline with Momo and Saya. I hope you're right. I'm not convinced, but I hope you're right about that. Because this build that just happened was ass. Momo and Saya did not deserve that. I hope you're right. I hope they're doing this long-term build for Momo, but I don't believe it. I had to see it to believe it when it comes to Taro Okada. Oh, Rena has the artist belt. Okay. Thank you. Forgot about that. So everybody has a belt, huh? Except for Momo. Wait, she has the artist belt? So they have the artist belt and the tag titles? It's hard to keep track of these belts sometimes. You know, Nazuko Tora, she's tag champ. Who are the artists Stardom champions then? Who are the three? Rina, Konami, and okay. It is all of them. You're right. It is all. They all have belts. You're correct. You're right. And then Azusa has her JTO belt. Okay, so they don't all have Stardom belts, but they do all have belts except for her. Will they actually tell the story? We'll see. It's right there for you. It's right there for you. A perfectly good storyline where Momo is the only person without the belt. Without a belt. It's clear as day, right there for you. Will they actually capitalize? That's the thing. That's the thing. But yeah, you're right. She's the only person who doesn't have a belt. Even though Azusa just has her JTO belt. But yes. Technically, she has the belt. Crazy that AW has not brought in Dakota Kai yet. It's not that crazy. Not that crazy. Am I surprised it hasn't happened yet? Yes, but I'm not that shocked by it. Not that shocked. Okay, I'm able to go till 7. 9 more minutes. I've already wasted time anyway, so I'll just go till 7. Any more questions before we wrap it up here? Got 9 more minutes, and I'm calling it a stream. Azusa. Azusa. I'm big on this woman. I'm big on Azusa, this kid. I think she's gonna be great. Very talented at the age of 17. High hope for her. Big upside. I just feel awesome about her and her sister. But I think Azusa has a bit more upside than Tomoka, but I'm high on both of them. But this kid is going to be a big star in Japan, a big one, a big star in Japan. As well as Rina, of course. Rina's already a big star in my mind. She's already a star. Sources told Sonra Sap at Fightful that Jamie Hayter got banged up on the women's war. I mean, I'm not surprised one bit. May have chipped her several teeth. That sucks. That sucks. It's not fun. Rough out there. Which is why you don't need the blade. Because there's enough stuff happens in the match already, in my opinion, but it is what it is. Some people see Yuna taking the high-speed belt off of May. I don't love it. But I can see it. I do think she dropped the belt at the end of the year. I do think that happens at the end of the year, for sure. Yuna, no disrespect, but I don't know if there's a better option, honestly. Like, who else would be in contention for the high speed? Miss Mizumori is not my favorite, but not my favorite. But I can see it. Who would be a better option other than her? Other than Yuna Mizumori, who else would be a better option? I would say Rina, but Rina's already a champion. I can see Rina. I would go Anon, maybe? Probably not Hazuki. Probably not her. Yeah, I don't know. I like a younger talent. I like a Rina. I like a Hannon. But I feel like she had that belt for a very long time at this point. Let me see. 474 days. Yes. That's a long damn reign. Time to end it. I guess because the last time they faced each other was a draw. Jamie should definitely become world champion again. Jamie Hayter, eventually. Who knows at this point, considering they're high on Mercedes Moné and well, it depends on what they're doing with Chris Statlander coming up here. Who sees? We'll see what happens. I hope Shuri beats Saya. That's not happening. You see Hannon above high speed belt? Well, considering I had her winning the 5-star GP, you're not wrong, right? That's my pick. I was wrong about that. So you're not wrong about that. I'm curious where they see her at this point, because she's the semifinal last year, but this year it wasn't that strong. Her booking wasn't that strong this year. So I'm curious to see where they have Hannon. She just come off of that tag team run with Saya Ida. We'll see what happens going forward. I think she's still the future of the company. I still would not be surprised if they had her take down Saya in the end. But we'll see what happens. Makes sense for her to be pushing Saya, but I don't know. Maybe Rena then. Probably Rena. No disrespect to Yuna, but I'd probably say no. I think Shuri loses. I just don't see her beating Saya. I feel like they're going to crown her even more Wrestle Kingdom. I think in their eyes, she'll be coming off of winning a top award in Japan for MVP maybe. And if that's the case, they're not going to have her lose. They'll probably have her winning that title, so she's having 3 belts. 3 belts, Saya, I would think, but I could be wrong. Rena versus Hannon, 5-star finals. I would love that. Push the youngsters. Why not? I could see it. Here we go already, Mackenzie. Wrap it up with Mackenzie's words here. WWE better step it up. See, why I got compared it to? Why? Why I got compare War Games to Blood and Guts? And the thing will be, oh, they don't blade. Oh, there's no bleeding. There's no blood. Like, who cares about blading? I don't need to see blading. I don't need to see blading. I don't. But yeah, that'll be the narrative for sure. It'll be comparing it left and right. Oh, the women did this, the women did that, the men did this, the men did that. Especially because they're so close, both in November. Like, War Games is in like 2 weeks, folks, by the way. How many shows before War Games? We have 2 more SmackDowns, 2 more Raws. So 2 good shows and 2 bad shows before War Games. So hopefully the internet won't be annoying, but I'm sure they'll be comparing it left and right. It is what it is. All right, folks. That is it for the stream. Do me a favor, hit like, subscribe if you're not subscribed, leave a comment for the algorithm. Enjoy TNA tonight if you're watching that. It's in Full Sail live. Live shows are always the best, so it'd be a good one to watch tonight because it's live. It's not pre-taped, so it should be fun. Lonnie Jordan defending tonight. We'll see what happens with that. Enjoy. Later. Peace.